al-Bukhari 80. Book 3, Hadith 22. Narrated Anas. Allah's Messenger said, "From among the portents of the hour are the following: 1. Religious knowledge will be taken away by the death of religious learned men. 2. Religious ignorance will prevail. 3. Drinking of alcoholic drinks will be very common. 4. There will be prevalence of open illegal sexual intercourse." Sahih al-Bukhari 81. Book 3, Hadith 23. Narrated Anas. I will narrate to you a hadith, and none other than I will tell you about after it. I heard Allah's Messenger saying, "From among the portents of the hour are the following: 1. Religious knowledge will decrease by the death of religious learned men. 2. Religious ignorance will prevail. 3. There will be prevalence of open illegal sexual intercourse. 4. Women will increase in number and men will decrease in number, so much so that 50 women will be looked after by one man. There are several signs of the end times shared by our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, few of which have been shared here with us. As we see around us that every person in these times have their opinion of the religion, we think that what we are acting upon is right and final and only correct, and if anyone don't follow our mindset is wrong, and we start to label them as kuffar or non-religious people. We should be mindful that unless someone is not adding some new trend into religion and is not paraffirming kufr to Allah's ayahs and are following on the knowledge of sunnah of our Prophet, then we might not be knowledgeable on that exact topic. We are only to follow our Allah's command and how our Prophet had interpreted them in his life for us. For any other we are not to follow them blindly. Even in our Holy Quran, Allah has told us multiple times, "Why won't you think and find me in the true path?" This means and shows that Allah is telling us not to follow blindly even the true path. We should think upon our acts and look around us and find Allah Almighty in true path, and it will always be the one and only path that Allah and His messengers have always guided us to. One of the signs mentioned above is drinking of alcoholic drinks will be very common, which shows that many influencers, whether Muslims or non-Muslims, are mostly putting up stories on social media with drinks and whatnot, and since most of the impressionable people watch and follow them, they are also thinking that it must be right and they are following on their footsteps, which also shows that this sign is almost very common in this day and age. We might not know exactly when it might be, but from our experience we have seen that it seems to be fulfilling. Same goes for the illegal sexual activities. We all have seen in the past few years, as in for past 5 to 10 years, that the relationships have become very common for the people of this day and age. Anyone who is not in one feel pressure from the society that there might be something wrong with them, or if they aren't in one they are doing something wrong. They feel societal pressure to get into a relationship, and when they get in one they obviously engage in so-called romantic activities, but we all know that it's just lust and pure lust and nothing else. What we can do is to save ourselves from these things. Yes, they are very common and everyone is doing it, but we should try our best to save ourselves from these things. Yes, there is societal pressure, but it gives us more reward to save ourselves from what is considered common here, or if there is pressure on someone and they resist themselves from it. So we can make our hereafter much better and our lives will feel way better as we are working on ourselves inside the limits and commands of Allah Almighty. May Allah give us all strength to work on ourselves, and may our hereafter be great and we get into Jannatul Firdaus.